Friends, thank you very much. Those who are coming for the first time. Who am I and why I'm qualified to talk about this? I'm an engineer turned quality professional turned corporate trainer, and I have 21 year of experience in the field of quality systems, audits, trainings, and I have delivered 1500 plus live training in QMS, IATF, core tool, environment management system, occupational health and safety, lean for 50,000 plus working professionals in the automotive and non-automotive industry. I started my career as a consultant. Then I joined a company called Imperial Group in Faridabad as a management representative. I was deputy MR actually at that time. So there I faced the audits of Hero Motocorp, Maruti Suzuki, and Daimler Chrysler, Ford Motor, Toyota. So that gave me a very good confidence. Then 2006 I joined. Sorry, 2007 I joined company which many of you are aware of, Minda Group, NK Minda Group. So there I was there in their Pantnagar plant, Uttarakhand plant. I was also there in their head office corporate, which is in IMT Manesar, and I was in couple of different departments like quality assurance and manufacturing excellence, and I also became management representative in that company. 2012 I started on my own, so it's been 14 years now. 14 years, like I'm full time into training and development. Not only that, I also got opportunity to implement various management system projects in 125 plus companies, including 35 IATF. So thousands of audits I have faced during my career in last 21 years. These are some of the companies where we helped in the implementation of various management systems. We also have a SubMastery app. Sub stands for subject, mastery stands for expertise, and we have thousands of paid members in our community. We have Android and iOS app. You can download that as well. So that was a brief introduction about me, so that you know that when I face pretty much any audit or have helped companies in qualification from medium to large scale companies, and you name any company like TVSU, TV Not, TV Talent, URS, DQS, UL, you take TV Talent, Quality Astria, you take any name. I have interacted with all the certification body auditors and help my clients to qualify successfully in hundreds of audits in the last many years. And I have seen that the people making same repetitive mistakes when it comes to auditing, when it comes to management systems. And I feel that it's like there has to be some system and structure where people should know how to write non-conformity in an effective way. Okay. So that's what we are going to talk today. So let's get started with the questions which you have shared will help me to reframe my learning. And I'll also tell you at the end, very interesting thing that maybe last 5-10 minutes, I will tell you that how you can convert your knowledge into a skill, into a code, which can be a reusable skill. Okay, so that is that one thing also I'm going to talk about. So apart from whatever you have shared, so I'll also talk about at the end how you can convert your knowledge or into a skill set or a repeatable knowledge which you can use with the help of AI. Okay, so that is the context. So let's get started. So if you look at like the problem is that what is a big problem which we see in the today industry, right? The big problem which we see in the today industry, that the problem is that who write the NC? The problem is that internal auditors, like they are supposed to do audit, like internal auditors are supposed to do internal audits. But what happened, in the companies, and most of the companies, if you look at like when they do the audit, you see that what kind of audit they do. Okay, and the quality of audit is very, very poor. The quality of audit is not appropriate. You must have seen this, right? So you must have seen this, that when the auditors are doing the audit, how they do the audit. The audit quality is not at par, right? the audit quality is not at par. What's the big and the big problem? If you see, the NC statement is not effective or unclear. If you look at the other problem, if you look at the objective evidence is not matching, with the NC statement, or sometimes even the clause number is not matching with the objective evidence or NC statement. So if you look at, like, that's a today's the sad part of this. And what happened at the end of the day, who is responsible for this? So end of the day, you see that the the auditors, like the management representative, he at the end of the day is responsible to write the non-conformity, and he end up writing this non-conformity. Okay. Anyway, if you look at, like, at the end of the day, the management system or the management representative or the quality management system person, he end up writing that non-conformity. So that's the today's scenario which is happening in the organization. Okay, my screen is getting. I'm again sharing my screen. एक बार मुझे confirm कर देना. Now please someone confirm me quickly. मेरी स्क्रीन विजिबल है ना आपको? या एक बार जल्दी से कंफर्म कर दो if you're able to see my screen, because I think यहाँ पे मुझे वो हैंग नजर आ रही थी, बट अभी ये विजिबल होगी, है ना? थैंक्स जुनेद. ठीक है. सो अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो तो दैट्स अ बिग प्रॉब्लम, राइट? एंड व्हाट यू सी एंड अप हैपनिंग इज दैट most of the companies, what we have seen that and then there is a fight between people, right? Between these members or auditor and auditee, between, like, about classification, right? Classification of NC. What should be the NC? Whether it is a major NC, a minor NC, or O5. So there is a lot of doubt. And in some of the places, have you observed that what happened, that the NC get NC on the auditors, the external auditors get NC on NC. Have you seen this, right? That means the external auditors, which means certification body auditors, okay, external auditors, they give non-conformity on non-conformity, right? That means the internal audit is not effective. The internal audits which is carried out by the people is not effective, right? And most of the time you see there's a big, like, skill gap, right? In the internal auditors, right? How to write the non-conformities. That's a big problem. And what happens if you think about this, if the non-conformity statement is not clear, evidence is not clear, then you think about that. Who is going to read this, right? This non-conformity will be read by the auditee, because non-conformity, because NC is poorly written, because of that poorly written or not written appropriately. So what end up happening, that the auditee and the management do not understand the non-conformity, and then they are not able to write the effective action plan, because write the effective action plan, or you can say the management also, like, do not get this complete clarity, and management is also not happy. Like, management is not happy with the quality of non-conformities which is coming, right? So that these are the big problems which companies are facing. अगर आप एक चीज देखो, if you look at what's the purpose of non-conformity, the purpose of non-conformity is to make the internal management system effective and to identify the area of improvement. And what end up happening, because people do not have these skills, or they are low in these skills, the system does not improve. And if system does not improve, then there are rejections, then there are defects, then there is a lot of challenges which companies face in the organization, and then most of the time, like, which result into a external customer complaint or issues or defects, or even like I've seen many times companies sometimes qualify, much time they qualify the external certification body audit, because you know how in India and many countries, like, external certification body is happening in many places. It is just for the sake of audit. There is no real authentic audit which companies are carrying out, especially internal audit is just for the sake of audit. And external certification body also has become a more like a transactional audit. And then they see that customer, they fail the customer audits. Many time, many companies, those who have very good, they have the certificate and everything, but they still fail the customer audit. And then the management realize कि हमारा system अभी effective नहीं है, our system is not very effective, and then they realize that our internal audit system is not effective. So these are the few questions. Then it raise question on it raises question on the system coordinators also, like who are the system coordinator, example, for example, management representative or QA people, right? It raises question on their QA personnel, like what you have done. Then what happened? Then blame game started. Bali ka bakra, किसी को तो बनाना ही है. Somebody has to make bali ka bakra. So at the end of the day, who end up becoming the scapegoat, and that who end up becoming scapegoat, the QA people or the quality system people or the MR people, they become the scapegoat. Like, you have not done. It is your problem. Or maybe sometime consultant can also become a scapegoat in some cases, right? So these are the big problems. Now let's talk about what is the solution, and what should be the actual structure, and how we need to deal with that. So I'm going to talk about that. That's the particular agenda. So why I highlighted the problems, right? What is the big problem? What are the challenges which companies are facing, and why it is important that we talked about this. And I hope that many of you are able to relate with that. And now look at the actual structure. What should be the actual structure of any non-conformity, right? So we are going to talk about this. So today I'll focus more on the NC writing. I will not intentionally will focusing on the closer side, because then the session will become too long. Maybe I can do some other session some other day where I can talk about the closer also. But I'll be more focused on the auditor side, because the topic is how to write effective non-conformity. You understand? So आज का जो topic है, it is more towards the auditor and less towards the auditee. Maybe I can cover that auditee wala part some other day. But today I'll be more focusing on how to write effective non-conformity, what should be the best structure of non-conformity, and then answering some of your question, and then making some kind of chatbot, or making some AI system, or some project where, like, you can in the chat in the chatbot, making some GPT uh, or chatbot where you put this as a skill, so that it remember and give you the right context every time. Okay, that's what the agenda. Okay, so if you look at how to write effective non-conformity, to write effective non-conformity by the auditor, there are four structure which need to be followed. What is that? Four elements. Four elements to write this successful non-conformity. The first element is NC statement. That's the first element. Non-conformity statement. Non-conformity statement pehla leg hai. That's the first leg. The second is objective evidence. Third is like standard language, and yes, here you can write the clause number I'm writing. Of course, like, first you need to identify the what is the objective evidence. The way it happen in general, when you go for audit, you identify what is the objective evidence, then you write then you identify the clause, then you make the NC statement, and then you write the standard language. Standard language is nothing, I'll tell you that it is the wordings from the standards. So these are four elements which are there to write the effective non-conformities, and then we'll talk about this one, like each of these element one by one. And in that, I'll be answering some of your questions. So in this process, that I'll be answering some of your question. Okay. So when it comes to clause number, the question is that can we give non-conformity in the headline, let's say headline is 4, or let's say 8.5. Can you give non-conformity in any of the clause where there is no text? जहाँ पे कोई text ही नहीं है, like 8.5 लिखा हुआ है या 8.5 let's say 1 लिखा हुआ है, but उसका text नहीं है नीचे. So the answer is always and always give non-conformity in the exact clause or subclause or exact subclause, right? When I say subclause, it is like you can't give NC in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have to give exact 4.3.2 or 8.5.4 or 8.5.1.5, 8.5.1.5, like that. So आपको हमेशा क्या करना है? What is that you need to do? You have to give the clause number, the exact subclause number which contains the requirement, which contains the text. Non-conformity, the clause number, you cannot choose that clause number without any text. There has to be some text, right? Something has to be written in that particular clause number or in that particular clause. The second question is, can we give non-conformity in two clause? The answer is no. The non-conformity should always be in one single best clause only. Non-conformity हमेशा हमें क्या करना है? What is that we need to do? We need to give non-conformity in the one best clause. So what I'll do, I'll also show you the example, right? Because I think with example you get more clarity. So let me open any one standard, and then I think you will get better clarity. Let me open this one standard, and then by showing that standard, I will give you the example, and then you will get, I think, better clarity. Okay? मैं एक standard open कर लेता हूँ और तब आपको ज़्यादा अच्छी clarity मिल जाएगी. With example, I'll tell you, right? Let me open 9001 because 9001 is a common one, so everyone understand that it's a foundational standard for any of the standard, right? So let me open that and then share with you, and then looking at that standard, I'll tell you, right? So here I'm sharing my screen with you again, but this time I'm sharing the screen of I'm sharing the standard, right? Okay, काम करता हूँ. Yeah, okay, like you can see here, like every one of you can see, right? What I'll do, I'll keep you unmuted. So I want to make it interactive. आज थोड़ा interactive करते हैं. I want कि आप बीच में unmute कर सकें, बात कर सकें. Anthony, I'll talk about that. ठीक है. हाँ. So now you can unmute. Can you see here? So my question is, can non-conformity be given in clause number 5.1? क्या non-conformity 5.1 में दी जा सकती है? Yes or no? Can non-conformity be given in just by writing clause number 5.1? Yes or no? You can unmute, you can speak, or you can type in chat also.
Yes, sir. I think so.
You can give non-conformity in 5.1. Can you write here? Is it possible that if I write here that
Yes,
can I
sir.
write like clause number NC in 5.1? मैं ऐसे लिख सकता हूँ 5.1 में NC है? Some of you are telling yes, some of you are telling no. So the rule number one, the NC can only be given. Now here the rules, right? For clause number, right? For identifying the exact clause number. So rule one is write the exact subclause number which contains some text in that particular clause. So if you look at rule number one, the leadership and commitment does not contain direct text, which contains some direct standard requirement. I think to clear it more, I'll write a better language. Direct standard requirements, and it should not be title. So kul milake in a simple, it should not be just title. So this is very, very important. If 5 is the title, 5.1 is also title. 5.1 भी title है ना. 511, can you give non-conformity 511? क्या 511 में दे सकते हो एनसी? The answer is yes. You can give non-conformity in 511. Is this clear to everyone?
Right.
We cannot give non-conformity in just title. Title is leadership. Title is 5.1. Why 5.1 is the title? Because there is no text standard requirement, because there is a sub clause. So title किसे कहते हैं? Title उसे कहते हैं कि जिसके if there is no text or no standard requirement, then it will be called title. So NC cannot be given 5.1. Somebody say 5.1, it is a wrong clause. Any doubt in this? Is it clear to you? It should be very specific. Yeah. Very good. So I'll go slow because I think there are just write all clear AC in the comment if it is all clear. वैसे तो गर्मियां भी आ गई हैं, है ना? लिख दो AC, लिख दो all clear if it is all clear. I want to go step by step. So now this is rule number 2. Rule number 2. Let's go to rule number 2. Rule number 2 is non-conformity should always be given in one single best clause only. Now somebody asked this. Can non-conformity be given in two clause? The answer is yes. Sometime it can fall in two clause, but it should be given always in one single clause. हमें केवल एक ही क्लॉज में एनसी देनी है. I'll give you example of this. पहले मैं यहाँ पे लिख दूं ये वाला. Okay. So this is against rule number. It is as it is against rule number 1 of clause, right? And yes, we give NC in clause number 5. Sorry, 511 general is okay. General NC क्या general में दी जा सकती है NC? Yes, we can give in general. Okay, coming to this, can the non-conformity should always be given in one single best clause only. Now if I ask you, sometime it happen. There are some objective evidence. We might feel कि the NC can be given in this clause, the NC can be given in that clause. That is okay. चल सकता है, ऐसा possible है. It is possible that one NC can fall in two clause. It is possible, but we should always write the one single best clause only. Now the question is how to decide this? How to decide this best single clause? Can anyone tell me? कैसे डिसाइड करें कि यही बेस्ट सिंगल क्लॉज है? क्लॉज है उसका. This is the best single clause. Can anyone tell me?
Which affects the process more.
Okay, which affect the process more, right? Okay. Which, so the answer is like rule number 2. Now how to decide the single best clause? Now to decide the single best clause, it is very, very simple. Which clause has more impact and more orientation, right? Towards what? Towards your objective evidence. So what you need to look at, what is the objective evidence, which is more relatable, which is more relatable, भाई झुकाव किस तरफ ज्यादा है? नाउ इफ आई आस्क यू, critical spare part document is not updated. Example, critical spare part document is not updated. Now you tell me, this is related to documentation. So which can you can give this non-conformity in documentation clause? क्या आप इसको documentation clause में दे सकते हो? Can you give this in under documentation clause? Like 7531 maybe, or 7532, right? Or somebody can write this one, right? Some people say that, can I give this non-conformity under 751 documentation information required by QMS against this? Can I give non-conformity against this line in this clause? Can I give non-conformity against this clause 751 general? क्या NC दी जा सकती है इस clause के against में? Yes or no? If critical spare part list is not updated. Can NC be given in this clause? The answer is yes. The NC can be given in this clause also because it is related to documentation. But the question is, if this is the best clause, as per rule number 2, which clause has more impact and more orientation, or has, you can say, direct relationship with the objective evidence? You understand? Are there any clause related to, if there is any clause related to, let's say I'm talking about IETF, is there any clause related to maintenance? Yes or no? क्या कोई क्लॉज मेंटेनेंस से संबंधित है, स्पेयर पार्ट से संबंधित है? Yes or no? The answer is absolutely yes. Now look at this. In the clause number 8515, don't worry, those who are not from IATF or automotive, don't worry, I'm just giving an example. I'll also show you in 951 also, but here if you look at, in this 8515, TPM is maintenance. In this, if you look at B, the availability of replacement parts identified. So if you look at, it is, this clause is more oriented and it is specifically for maintenance. So what the 90% auditor will do, and that is also more appropriate, they will put this clause under clause number 8515. So which is the correct one? Example, you can put in this, you can also put 751 is okay, but 8515 is more appropriate, right? Why? Because that clause has direct integration or directly talking about the maintenance department, or it is more directly linked and more relatable. So whenever you are giving the, identifying the clause number, and whenever you are confused between should I give this or should I give that, the answer is simple. Which clause has more impact? Which clause has more closer association with the objective evidence? Like for example, when it comes to competence, which clause is more appropriate? Competence. So if you look at competence, you already have direct clause for competence 7.2. So it is very clear. There is no ambiguity. When it comes to competence, you can directly give non-conformity in 7.2. However, now listen carefully. When it comes to competence of product designer, do you think that this is the right clause? क्या जब product designer की बात करते हैं and it is, let's say, management system, which is IATF, do you think that's the right way? The answer is no. Why? Because in the IATF, there is a special clause for what? Product design skills. Yes or no? In the IATF, if you look at, there is clause number 8.3.2.2, which directly talk about skills of product design skills. Now, look here. What I'm trying to say, I hope you're understanding. आपको समझ में आ रहा है मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ? Because in IATF, there is a direct talk about product designer skills. So if you are giving non-conformity to the engineering department and there is some competence gap in the designer skill, in that case, 7.2 is not the appropriate clause. In that case, 8322 is the more appropriate clause. Understand? So the answer is, question is, which clause is more appropriate? Which clause is more appropriate? Where there is a more orientation. जहां पे ज्यादा झुकाव है उस क्लॉज में नॉन कंफर्मिटी देनी चाहिए. Sometime it may happen. Sometime it may happen that they are very close. For example, now if I talk about, like, let's say, to give the same example, 9001, personal not aware about quality policy. पर्सनल नॉट अवेयर अबाउट क्वालिटी पॉलिसी, तो एनसी कहाँ मिलेगी? यहाँ भी मिल सकती है 7.3. एंड व्हाट इज वन मोर क्लॉज जहाँ एनसी दी जा सकती है? यस फ्रेंड्स, जहाँ पे एनसी दी जा सकती है वो कौन सा? एक और क्लॉज कौन सा है जहाँ पे एनसी आ सकती है? फ्रॉम वेयर यू कैन गेट दिस एनसी? इफ पर्सनल इज नॉट अवेयर अबाउट क्वालिटी पॉलिसी or quality policy is not communicated, which is one more clause where NC can be given. Which one? You look here. Can you see here? 5.2.2. So in this case, communicating, like here you can see, if the policy is not communicated or people have not understood, so generally what you see, the NC can be given here. In some of the cases, the NC can be in 5.2.2, the NC can be in 7.3. In that case, generally it does not matter which clause you are giving NC, because they are very close or 50-50. But generally, let's say somebody is not able to, communicate, somebody is not, let's policy is not communicated. If you find that, then maybe you can give 5.2.2. And if the policy is there, but he is not able to tell, and let's say, then you can give 7.3. Generally, there is no debate in this. Wherever you think that there is a more orientation, people give, in this case, like you can give non-conformity in that clause. These are very close. So the answer to this question, can NC be given in more than one clause? The answer is no, the NC should not be given in more than one clause. For one objective evidence, you can give NC in one clause only, or sometimes external auditors write multiple objective evidence against one clause number. That is perfectly okay. But when it comes to internal audit, the question is, can NC be given under two clause? The answer is no, the NC cannot be given in two clause. The second question is, which clause is more appropriate? The clause which has direct relationship, or where it has more orientation, or where it is more linked with the objective evidence. So that's the clause where we should give non-conformity. That clause we should use. Single best. So any question in this? Any confusion in this? Is it all clear? Just write AC in the comment, or if you have question, you can type in chat, or you can unmute and you can ask me. Now you understand the rule of clause number. Clause number AC, all clear? Very good. So clause number is clear. So always give, I'll come back to this. Do not give non-conformity in any title. There should be some standard requirement, not in just title. There should be a subclause. The second rule for this is that always use one single best clause. Now comes to very important element, and this is very confusing also, right? NC statement, and this is very, very important. So if you look at NC statement, is generally there are some rules like NC statement is one liner in general, not too much in detail, does not contain detail, does not contain too much, does not contain objective evidence, is like not too much negative, like example very, very poor, right, or nothing found. These words are not used, so that means use professional language. And if you look at the NC statement, has to be most important, linked with the clause number, linked with exact clause, whatever you have chosen, and linked with objective evidence. This is very, very important. Now look at this example. Like if you write this example and say that do you see quality is not effective? Is this a good NC statement or a bad NC statement? It's a bad NC. Why this is a bad NC statement? But convey the meaning. So if you look at NC statement is more like a complaint, but not poorly worded and written in a professional language. It does not contain too much evidence. It is neither too short, neither too long. It has to be balanced. Now this is bad because it is not giving any indication, right? So NC statement is more like, let's say somebody went to the, now interesting thing, right? Some production guy, he went to the plant head. Production person went to the plant head. Plant manager के पास गया. He went to plant manager. He said, maintenance process is not effective. He is telling this, maintenance process is not effective. Can this be can this be accepted, or can this not be accepted as a statement? Maintenance process not effective. Can this be accepted as a NC statement, or can this not? Can we accept, or we will not accept? See, the question is like maintenance process not effective. This is a accepted statement. Why this is accepted statement? Because it is maybe there may be multiple evidence or multiple things which might be there, because it is talking about process. It is not talking about just one department. It is talking about some process. So this is accepted, but not very best. But let's say if somebody says critical spare part management system not effective. Now this is a very good statement. Why? Because it is very specific, right? So this is a good statement. Okay, one other word like 5S is very, very poor in molding in a press shop. Is this a good statement or a bad statement? Is this a good statement or bad statement? Can we write this? Why it's a bad statement? Because it's not a, like, it's a bad NC statement. It's a bad NC, not because like intentions might not be bad, but why bad NC statement? Because it is not professional language. You understand? Let's say the maintenance, the production guy went to the the production guy went to the plant manager, and he say to plant manager, सर ये मेंटेनेंस वाले फोकट में रोटी तोड़ रहे हैं. मेंटेनेंस पीपल डूइंग नथिंग इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. दे कैन से verbally, ठीक है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में समटाइम इट हैपन दैट दे कैन से verbally, this is not the professional way to write non-conformity. Agree? So always use some professional word. What are the example of professional words? The example of professional words like the example of professional words like example of professional words like not effective, not evidence if you don't find, or partially effective, right? Or if it is not found, you can write. These are some. These are professional words. Do you understand? These are what? These are professional words. So always and always use professional words. One more important like example I'll give you. Let's say if I'm writing rule 2.1, I'm just writing so that it becomes easy for you. One liner but not convey meaning. So this is like example of this. Okay. Now if you look at not too much in detail. Now if I write, let's say I'm writing this. Now look here. Or let me put this first. This is your rule number 2.2, right? This is your 2.2, where it should not be too much negative. Like this is the example of too much negative words, right? Like this example for this rule number 2.2, right? This is your rule number 2. Now, okay. Now the second rule number, rule 2.3. Now look here. Not too much in detail. What does it mean? Now I'm writing this example, right? They say that NC statement somebody is writing. Let me give an example, right? Like let's take this any clause, right? Let's say clause number 8.4.2. Let's say 4.3.2. Product safety requirements. So let me take some simple clause, right? That somebody is writing that Fokoyoke of line number 2 ABC is not working. What do you think? Is this a acceptable NC statement, or is this is not acceptable NC statement, and why? This is a not acceptable statement. Why it is a not acceptable statement? Why it is not acceptable? Because it should not contain. Should not contain. What is the point? Because when you say this production person when telling to plant head, sir, maintenance not working effectively or maintenance person not effective. That's it. It should raise curiosity, right? But one liner in general, but convey the meaning and raise curiosity, but should not contain the complete answer, because the answer will be given in objective evidence. And when the planted says that why the maintenance person is not effective or why the maintenance person is not effective, then production guy will tell. Tab production वाला बताएगा, sir, machine number so and so 03 molding is under breakdown for last 5 days. As per critical spare part list, FMNT 05, the spare part should be 5 in number or 2 in number, but in actual it is found 0, and this machine is breakdown under for last 3 days. You understand? समझ में आया? So the NC statement should be generic, general, should tell the meaning, convey the meaning, raise the curiosity, but should not reveal everything, right? Reveal the evidence. because the who will reveal the evidence? The objective evidence will give the reveal the evidence. You understand? Any doubt, any question until now? You can unmute, you can ask me, you can type in chat. Right? This is very, very important. Now come to the next rule. Okay. The rule linked with the exact clause and linked with the objective evidence. Okay, this we already talked. Like now, that's like this is under flow of NC, like how NC should be written. It should be linked with the exact clause. That will come to next clause, object evidence, and you will understand. Maintenance process is not effective. It is very good. So these are good statements. Now, one more thing. One more rule, which is very important, right? When we are writing NC statement, when I said that it should contain professional words, it should also not contain like kind of what do we say? Those words, what do we say? अतिशोक्ति. अतिशोक्ति में क्या कहते हैं? अतिशोक्ति मीन्स बड़ा चढ़ा के बोलना. जैसे लाइक भी से ना, हनुमान जी की पूंछ में लगन ना पाई आग, लंका पूरी जल गई, गए निशाचर भाग. हनुमान जी की पूंछ में आग भी नहीं लग पाई थी, एंड देन पूरी लंका को उन्होंने जला दिया, बट टाइम लगा होगा. तो दिस इज अतिशोक्ति. आई एम नॉट, या एक्सैगरेशन. या वेरी गुड, थैंक यू. So one more very important rule, that the NC statement should not be exaggerated. Exaggeration should not be there. Like you should not say बड़ा चढ़ा के बोलना. Like for example, like you should not write like for example बड़ा चढ़ा के. What is it? बड़ा चढ़ा के. Let's say that quality personnel is not knowing anything about data, about defects, but not knowing, or have a, let's say not knowing anything. This is something called exaggeration. Like how do you know he is not knowing anything? Or maybe you can say like that you are telling that you know, let's say you might say this let's say internal issues identification is, or you can say there is nothing, you can say there is nothing in the organization, nothing, you can say that internal issue is or you can say nothing found for corrective action, like that. Bada chढ़ा के, nothing found for corrective action, or called not knowing anything about defect. So atishokti, exaggeration, right? Or let's say reverse also. People are very, very intelligent, or very, very poor. That these kinds of very, very poor. These are like, again, you can categorize them as a negative word itself, not a professional language, but you can also say you understand the context. Like it should not, there should not be exaggeration, which is very, very important. Right? Okay, so these are some of the characteristics of nonconformity. Nonconformity has to be very, very professional. Now, what I want you to you tell me. Okay, maybe I can give you this activity once I finish. Any question in this? Any question in this NC statement? कोई question है आपका? Yeah. Is it all clear? Just that AC in the gun. So we talked about clause number, rules of clause number. We talked about the rules of NC statement, and now we are going to talk about the very, very important rules for the objective evidence. Now let's talk about this. Very interesting. Now, when it comes to objective evidence, so first rule is that objective evidence should always contain as much as detail possible. Like for example, right, what where, not the how part, but what, where, location, machine number, operator, shift, right? Document evidence, okay, and against what? Against which SOP, which standard requirements, against which standard requirements or SOP. It has to like example, like the court demands as much as detail, right? For example, if I write, let's say if I only write, for example, okay, not working in line number 2. Is it a good evidence or a not so good evidence? It's not a good evidence. Why not a good evidence? Because it does not contain like which information. Like now you look at okay, not working in line number 2. Okay, ABC type. Okay, shift A. Okay, machine number ABC. Right? This is like somewhat better, like better language. This is better evidence, right? Because this contains more detail, like which shift. And what could be the best? You can write that. Let's say you have checked some, Pocoyoke monitoring sheet FQA 05 dated, let's say 10th, dated 9th and 10th May 26th, not updated not updated or for Pocoyoke verification for Pocoyoke number 1 and 2 or extra like 1 and 2, right? As per SOP or as per WI work instruction WI QA 06 dated, let's say, which says that Pocoyoke monitoring verification to be carried out on daily basis. So you're writing not updated for no, this is better evidence. Like you can write like maybe shift A or a line ABC, right? This is like better evidence. Why? Because it contains too much information. It contains detailed information. It is always good. You understand? So the objective evidence should contain as much as detail possible, just like a code demands. Here people sometimes forget format number, sometimes forget so many things, like they will not write the complete detail, and then sometimes what happen interestingly क्या होता है, the auditee will ask बता evidence क्या था, कौन सी line में था, and the auditor will forget. Auditor खुद भी भूल जाता है. It's always good to write as much as detail possible. Understood? So the last part is standard language. What is the standard language? The standard language is simple. Like generally it can be against which requirement, but when it comes to generally how the external auditor gives and how the internal auditor also I expect is give, should write the exact 2 or 3 lines from exact standard, right? Exact standard wordings to link with objective evidence or NC statement, right? For example, let's look at this one example. Let's say we are taking this, okay, and here we say that let's look at some simple example. Organization roles and responsibilities, or let's look at some other example. Yeah, this one. Quality of 621. Quality objectives shall be monitored, right? So it is, you see that 621. Can you give NC in 6.2? क्या NC 6.2 में दी जा सकती है? Can we give NC in 6.2? No, the NC cannot be given 6.2. The NC can only should be given in 621. Why? Because 621 is contain the exit clause. So 6.21, right? Now if you look at, now I'm giving you the example, like example, NC, now I'll give you full example. NC statement. What is the NC statement? Quality objective monitoring not effective. Right? This is NC statement. Okay, what is which clause number? So clause number is this one, 6.2.1. Right? What is the objective evidence? Now here you write objective evidence as much as it is possible. Now we are writing that quality objective monitoring sheet, monitoring not carried out on monthly basis, like data for April 26 and May 26 is missing. And you can write quality objective. You can write the format number also, like let's say this is the format number FMR 06, not carried on monthly basis, data for quality objective monitoring not carried on daily basis, and data for missing. Like here you're giving evidence, right? Because data for this is missing and it is not monitored, right? For 2 months data is missing. So you can see now it is giving good evidence, like this FMRC does not contain data for May 26 and April and May 26 is missing, right? You can give that. What is standard language? So standard, where it is written that monitoring has to be carried out. Now you will see here, you can just write this one language. Just write this one line and then this one like this. Simple. That's it. You see here? So this is the standard language, means where you mention 1 or 2 line or 2 or 3 line from the standard, because somebody challenge you, kahan likha hai dikha, where it is written that we need to monitor. Then you can tell them, dekh bhai yahan likha hai. Here it is written. You understand? Any question? So standard language should be exact 1 or 2 line from the standard or from the clause number which you have chosen. Is it all clear? Just write AC in the comment. Is it all clear? So generally in many audits in the external auditors have to write, internal auditors also write, but in internal audit it is not mandatory. Internal audit is mandatory, right? So now let us come to some questions which you have asked. Correct structure with linkage process. So I told you this, right? These are some challenge. The question is that question 1 was this. What should be the correct structure? So follow this clause number, NC statement, objective evidence, and standard language. Standard language are just the 1 or 2 words directly from the standard, whatever standard you are choosing. Like example, like it can be ISO 9001 or ISO 14001, whatever it is, like ISO 45001, whatever it is, like standard is there. These are the exact language. So you follow the structure, but what happen in general? क्या होता है in general? You find the evidence, then you write the NC statement, then you identify, or generally you find the evidence, you find the clause number, then you write the NC statement. I'll tell you one more way of NC statement. The NC statement में एक और तरीका है. One is the easy way. The easy way to write NC statement is simple. Take the heading of that, let's say clause. Let's say you find this. Let's say you find this one. The system change, there was some issue. You can say planning of change is not effective, or planning of document change management system not effective. You understand? So this is also one way where एक और तरीका, like what you do, you take the first line, monitoring and measuring resource not effective. So this is also one way. You take that line of the uh, clause or standard requirement and you can write not effective, not evidence, not found. So that is also one way where I have seen people write the non-conformity statement. Okay. Okay. So coming to this again question. So what is the best question number 2 was asked by one of you. Choose the right clause, best clause as a refer the rule, right? So refer the rule like refer below rule where direct linkages is explicit. So choose the best one, right? Where there's a direct linkage, you can choose that one. Like sometime it may be 50-50, it's okay. It's not that इसी में क्यों दिया, but ठीक है, all कर रहा है दे दो. That's it. NC statement itself is not clear, so follow the rules and structure is given. Okay, difference between, I think this is one question only, area of improvement. So let us classify it into one question. So I'll not go too much in depth, but I'll tell you in short. When we say major, so major non-conformity results into customer complaint or customer dissatisfaction or maybe some impacting some legal requirement, right? Or the complete failure of system. These are major. Minor NC is more like that is a partial failure of system, may not directly result into customer complaint. That is a minor NC, minor non-conformity. So major NC is more like a complete failure of the system. And also remember this one thing, right? But multiple minor become major. Multiple minor become major. Let's say, for example, in all the departments, example, all in HR, production, maintenance, right? All departments, like you find that document number missing in document number missing, right? In all the department you find that. In all the department you find that every department you find that 2 or 3 document number missing. Then it become major. In one training need identification, some document number is not there. It doesn't impact customer. Then it is minor only. Or let's say if the customer complaint, complaint not no action plan or no action plan on no action on customer complaint, and auditor found that in the customer portal mein there's a non-conformity or there's a customer complaint and you have not taken any action, it become major non-conformity. Or customer CSR has come, specific requirement customer this specific requirement has been released right, specific requirements is released but no action taken, then it become major, right? Or continuously your product is failing, you are taking action but defect is repeating, it become major non-conformity. So major is directly impacting customer or a complete failure of system. Now if you see OFI, which is opportunity for improvement, is basically may or may not today it is not non-conformity but may result into non-conformity in future. Like for example, let's say there's a one very little drop of oil on the floor, one very little, one small dot, or maybe one bin card found on shop floor, just near bin, on floor near for that particular bin, and all bin are okay for that particular bin, all other okay. This is what, this is your opposite for improvement. Does one card has fallen from the trolley or from the bin. These are example of opposite for improvement. May result into non-conformity in the future. Today it is not a non-conformity. But yes, in the practical scenario, I have seen people fight a lot, right? Sometimes people say OFI as minor, a minor as major, vice versa. So I do not, when I consult my client in the internal audit, I do not make them write classification. I say you give NC as NC. आप NC को NC दो. Do not classify. Let the external auditor classify. So as I said, I'll not cover the root cause wala part, like, because I think that's not the agenda. But yeah, this was a good question. Okay, so I think we have finished. We have come to the end. So if any question you have in your mind, so we have covered how to write correct NC, and I'll tell you one interesting thing, that how you can convert this into a some sort of bot, or some sort of, you can convert that into a skill. How many of you like this? Or if any question until now? Okay. Now, would you like me to convert this my knowledge into a code, into a chatbot? Would you like me to show you how to convert someone knowledge into a skill? Would you like me to convert my mind, or your mind, or anyone's mind into a skill? My dear friends, today it is possible. You can convert anyone's skill, anyone's mind, or anyone's rules into a very good skill set, and you can use that repeatedly. So that's the power of artificial intelligence. How many of you want me to show you how to do that quickly in 5 minutes? How many of you wanted me to show you how to do that quickly in 5 minutes? Okay, आप चाहते हैं मैं दिखाऊं? ठीक है. So I'll tell you, I'll tell you very quickly, right? This is very simple, and of course, like what happened, that whatever you have made the instruction, like what you can do, you can simply convert that into a skill. What is the meaning of skills? Meaning of skill is that so that you can use that, something you can use repeatedly. That is called skill. So skill किसे कहते हैं? जिसको आप बार बार यूज कर सकते हैं. That is called skill. Okay. So I'll tell you how to do that. But of course, first you have to make some draft. So what we have done is we have made a draft. Now we will convert that into a skill so that it can be used again and again and again. Okay. Chalo. ठीक है. Look here. So it can be done in two ways, but I'll show you that. How many of you are aware about Claude? How many of you using Claude? Claude. How many of you using Claude on regular basis? How many of you using Claude? Just said yes in the comment or no in the comment. Are you using Claude on regular basis? Claude. Okay, which tool you are not using? Nobody is using Claude. Very bad. I think we should use Claude. Okay. Claude.ai. Okay, I'll tell you, Claude.ai is much safer, much better, much effective than Chat GPT. It does not make image. It is for enterprise. It is for like the better works. Like, so let me show you two things. Okay. Let me show you first, like, how can you convert your knowledge into a skill? Okay, can you see my interface? It is Claude.ai. You just open this and make your account. This company was made by a person. who left the Chat GPT 2023-24, right? And he's a very good, nice guy. And this is very, very popular worldwide. So in that Claude, there is something called you can just open this in desktop also, and you can download, but you can use in browser. There is something called, you go to here, you go to, there are very many options, but I'll just tell you the exact one also, right? You go to customize. There's something called skills. So what is a skill? Skill means like a human skill, which you can use repeatedly, जिसको आप बार बार use कर सकते हैं, उसे हम कहते हैं skill. So go to this and click on this and create a skill and write create with Claude. And then what you do, like whatever skills we have made, like for example, this is the training material and this is the rules we have given, right? This is a rule for writing the non-conformity. So what I did, I come here, I said, let us create a skill together using skill creator. First ask me what skill to should do. So I said that I need skill for NC writing skills. What I need, I want this NC writing skills for ISO, any ISO standard, which is generic one, right? And I give this all the training material and I tell him, please make a skill which I can use repeatedly. What it is doing, it is now studying my training material and it is will take out the skill. What is skill? Which can be used repeatedly by anyone, any one of you or anyone in the company. So now it is telling I have understood. Before I draft, I need to log down few things. Okay, I'm working on that. Now they understood. It is asking a few questions. Using this. So I can say some master learners. Okay, this is what input will this skill receive? Okay. So I will say that people will just write objective evidence because that's what they see. They will just write the objective evidence, and you have to draft the complete and all major standards. Now see the beauty of this. Help SubMastery learners write professionals and audit grade non-conformities based on any standards. What you need to give, you just need to give the objective evidence, and that's the thing it will learn. Okay, so it is telling that you ask the skill, yes, ask the standard. Pick the best clause and briefly mention dependent confidence. So when your doc says one single best clause only, so yes, one single best every time. Yes, okay, fine. Should major minor? I think just label yes with reasoning. Okay, should the skill auto classify? Yes, it should auto classify. Yes. So it is asking me question. The good part of this Claude AI is that it will ask the question. Now it is making the skill. What is the skill meaning? Is instructions and the rules. Okay, yeah. Should the skill also teach just to deliver explain why it picked this? I think no, just deliver the NC. If the evidence is too thin, like 5 is very poor, should the skill ask for more detail? Okay. Now see this, very beautiful, huh? Yes, it should ask for the more. If the skill is weak, if the evidence is weak, it should ask more detailed evidence. Do you understand now what is happening? My 21 year of experience or anyone's experience can be converted into a skill, and that skill can be used by anyone in the organization, anyone in the world. NC writing skill. And why it is different from Chat GPT and other? Because it does not have that context. उनके पास इतना context नहीं है Chat GPT का. Chat GPT एक general doctor है. But अब हमने what we have done, we have made it a specific expert for the NC writing skill based on the whatever conversation or the knowledge or training material which I have uploaded. Understood? अभी हम इसको टेस्ट करते हैं. Now see what it is doing. It is writing the skills. It is writing the skills. So I will highly encourage you to use Claude.ai. It is not for the image generation. It is for enterprise work, official work. You can make some Excel sheets. You can make some PPTs. You can make some skills which can be used again and again. You understand? It takes some time, but it's worked very well. Now it is converting that. Right before it do that, how many of you would like to me to how many of you like this notes? How many of you would like this notes? How many of you want me to give you this notes? How many of you want me to share these notes with you? Do you, if you think that, is it better that if I give you these notes in a more PPT form? Do you need these notes in a PPT form? It's very simple. I will say, consider you are best PPT writer and convert these rough notes into structured PPT for SubMastery learners. Okay. Now I can see I can add some skills, or it will have that skills. By default, generally it has already have the skills. Or training PPT design. Can you see training PPT design? It already has that skill. It will. I have selected the skill. If I wouldn't have selected, then also it would have selected on its own. ये अपने आप ही select कर लेता है. I just pasted this, and I want this PPT to be visual and clear in instruction with lots of example, which are students, which are learners, basically who are the learners, working professionals, and internal auditor can use as reference and as training material itself. Topic is writing, how to write effective non-conformity. Okay, so now what I have done, I use this, I just gave some prompt, and I'm telling this to convert this into a PPT so that I can share it with you. Okay. Now it is converting this into it is reading this rough notes, and now it has started working. Now I have done to build this. Let me set up a workspace and create the deck. Now it is working on that. It is first making the deck. It is using some PPs, Jenny. You don't have to know what they are doing, but you should know what you want. Now it is taking this. It is making this map, elements, tree, and everything like quiz. It is also have made some quiz. I haven't told, but it has made the quiz also, and it is now building the deck, building the deck. So this is the second thing. Third thing, let's do this third thing. Like, can we use this to make this? Can we use the Claude to make an Excel format? Is it possible to make an Excel format of non-conformity? Now let me do this, right? I want you to convert. I want you to convert and make one very simple Excel format for NC writing, which contains all 4 elements along with let's say I'm writing this root cause along with responsibility, root cause, correction, or let's say correction, corrective action, target date, effectiveness, extra as per ISO standard. So this format will be containing audit NC format with one blank sheet and one filled example for training purpose. Now what I'm telling is that you have to make a one Excel. Now it has by default Excel skill and it is started using, and now it is working on that audit NC format with 3 sheets. Okay, it has made 3 sheets. I told 2 instructions, other is blank, other is filled one for the training purpose. Now see, it is working on its own. Like, so now what we have done, हमने 3 चीजें इनसे कराई हैं. 3 things we are doing. Now look at this, all this step one by one. Okay. First, look at this NC writing skills. So yeah, let us see. Have this made? Oh, is he asking how we want to proceed? Oh, run 3 or 4 tests. Use case, skip testing. Let's say show me the skills MD file and they'll decide. Okay, I'll say I'll directly work with the skills MD file. So I say कि directly इसको skill बना दे. Now it is making this into a skill set and it is not marked. What is MD? Marked down. So don't need to understand too much. That's it. It has made the skill. Now you see my mind, 1 hour which I have spent with you, it has converted that into a markdown file. It has converted it into a skill. And this is the example of NC skills, skills of NC writing. I click on this and I can, add these other skills. I can download as PDF and I can directly, this is a skill MD file, right? I can download this and I can upload this or sometime. Okay, save skill. Oh, very good, very good. I can directly click here, save skill. My dear friends, the skill is saved and here you can see, यहाँ पे आप देखो skill save हो गई. What is the name of the skill? The name of the skill is NC writer. Would you like to test this? आप इसे टेस्ट करना चाहोगे? Yes, this skill is only for NC writing. Would you like to test this? चलो test करते हैं. How to test this? Give me any evidence. कोई भी evidence दो. Give me any evidence. Yeah, you give me Ajay Katyar or anyone. Give me any evidence. You can write in chat. I will just copy paste and I will put that in this. पहले टेस्ट कर लेते हैं. पहले मैं इसको आई एम यूजिंग दिस skills and this is the NC writing skills. NC writer. I am telling that okay, somebody has given something. Let me see. Yeah. Give me any evidence. Any evidence. Evidence though. Evidence. Okay. So rejection rate increased from target 5 to 7%. Okay. Let me give this evidence and let me see what happened. Now I just nothing. I just called that. I press this. I choose skills. I called NC writer skills. By that's it. And I just clicked and just send this. Sorry. Okay, that is not selected. Let me select this. Right, not getting selected. Okay, what I'll do? Rejection rate increased from target of 5% to 7%. Okay. So this is the agenda. So I take this, and skill is called this skills NC writer, and I just copy paste that. The same thing I have copy pasted the screenshot. Now it is reading the, now see the magic. I have observation. What it is telling, which standard, and it is telling you now it is a, now you see it is your friend, it is your expert. Now see what it is telling you. R Chandrasekhar, it is telling that this is not a right. Right? It's telling which process, which one. Now it is telling you, right? So you write more detail. You write, okay, it is from ISO 9001-15. You write that rejection pro rate is increased from 5 to 10. You say that line number 256, assembly area, data period is April 2026. Okay, then you say, now you are giving this more context, more data. Let's see, will it give answer or not? Or will it give you? So this is how you should use. That's it. See this. Non-conformity statement 913, analysis and evaluation was not effective. Evidence, but we have written, right? It is also recommending you that write the objective evidence document number. Now it is telling you what is gap. It is telling you exact clause number, and it is telling you it is minor. Why it is minor? Maybe do not put too much focus on, like you can definitely debate on this, right? It is giving you reason why it is categorizing my major or minor. But if I could have given more context, it could have told accurately. But you understand that if other things are okay, I think it doesn't look like a major. But I'm not going to do this debate. But do you find this good, effective? You see, it is using my expertise, my skill. Now let's look at some other one, right? Yes. Now let's look at the other example. Competency matrix not available. What do it is a Ajay Katiyar is a good one. Competency matrix not available. Okay, next one. Competency matrix not available. Okay. Now I'm giving this as an objective evidence, and I'm telling bhai use this NC writer skill and give me the NC structure. It is asking which, now it is, see this, हाँ जी अजय क्या बोल रहा है भाई, completely missing. Now you see this, see the power of this, right? It is telling you that this NC evidence is not good. What we should write? क्या लिखना है अजय, बताओ. Let's say this is from ISO 2015. Now you say competence of which department? Let's say quality assurance. Okay, competence mentioned in the skill matrix for QA engineer is knowledge of SPC and MSA, but Mr. Ram Kiran working as QA engineer and no competence matrix found for him. Or let's say competence you can also say that role systematism are missing, or that context we could have taken, but it's okay. Let's see. Yes. Competence determines and evaluation system not effective in quality assurance function. Yes, it is good. Skill matrix for the role of this, and it is giving sign language, sign 1.2, determine the necessary competence. It is saying which exact clause. Although, like here, it need to be trained. Can you see here? It has given like not very accurate. So I could have told that here it need training. You understand? It's not 100% perfect. Here, now I can go to skill. I can tell that edit the skill. In the edit skill, I can write that this skills is not perfect, especially standard language. Do not write complete clause. Only write 2-3 lines. It is missing that, right? So we need that kind of teaching to the feedback loop. So I'm not here to give you the perfect answer, but you understand how it has to be done. How do you find this, friends? Do you find this interesting? Do you find this interesting? So what you can do is you can have this feedback loop where you can improve those skills time to time, give the feedback, and then what will happen? It will become so powerful that it can not, I'll not say replace, but it can assist any junior person. It can help you. It will become your friend. How many of you like this? How to convert your knowledge into a skill and how you can use that repeatedly. Now let's see on the other front how it has performed. Let's see this, what it has done on the. Okay, now it is giving me PPT or not? Okay, I say where's the PPT, man? Okay, it is saying cloud is tool limit for this turn. Okay, maybe let's see. Let us come to here. Let me see if it has given me the Excel file or not. It is telling me it has given Excel. Can you see this? It has given me clause number, NC statement objective evidence. Can you see here? It has given me Excel. It has given instruction file. See here. It has given instruction file. It has given NC blank file. It has given the NC field example based on what I shared, right? Can you see here? In the summary, see here, it is given example. Oh my God. See this, every example, it has made this Excel file. May not be very perfect, right? But still compatibility is good. Can you see here? It has made this Excel file. It has, so you can also use this Claude for the Excel file. Okay. Okay. So now what is telling, let me copy and output directly and present. So, okay. So it is preparing. Let's see how does it prepare and how does it look like in the cloud. The last part. See this, the cover page, right? Oh, sorry. Yes. So you can use the cloud for making any skill, or it is far better in my experience, which I've for image you can use ChatGPT. Of course, ChatGPT is also good, right? It is also equivalent good, and same thing you can have done in the GPT, like the same thing which I have done, the same thing you can get in ChatGPT. Maybe some other day I can tell you, or you can explore. Now let us look at this. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let me download this file. Let's see. Claude is excellent in making PPTs also. Let's look at this. How to write effective non-conformities. Most interconformities do not survive. By the end of the session, you will this. What do you already do well? Interpret write NC every day. Anatomy of a strong NC. Clause number NC statement of objective evidence. And language. Rule number 1. Rule number 2. Rule number 2. Which clause to be cited? Yes, give me the answer. You can take the right answer. This is the right answer. Evidence and language. Weak, better, strong. Kotesh, you tell me this. Complete NC, all four element. Do you want this PPT? Let me share this. Yeah. So here I shared this PPT with you. Those all of you have stayed till end. You can enjoy and you can have this PPT and presentation with you. Shared. You can download. You can download. I've shared in the chat. So we have come to end of the session. Today we talked about how to write non-conformity, how to write non-conformity in a structured way, how to write non-conformity in a better way, right? So do you think that this session was helpful? If you enjoyed this session, great. So what is the new learning which you got? How to write non-conformity, how to write in a structured way, what are the rules, using AI, very helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Sylvia. Sylvia, yeah, thanks a lot. I think you are also from, Sylvia, you are from US, right? Welcome. Yeah, how to use Claude? Yes, Srinivasan. Abdul Karim, thank you, man. Very useful learning. Thanks a lot. So would you like me to conduct one session on AI for manufacturing professional? Do you think that I can conduct one session for South Texas, Mexico? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks. So do you think that I should conduct one session AI for manufacturing professionals or AI for quality and compliance? Do you think that session like this can be useful? Because now what has happened, lot of tool has come and we are experimenting with that, right? Yeah, for quality professionals, or maybe I can do for manufacturing professionals, which can include quality, production, lot many people. Yeah, yeah. We are doing one session for one company, Roop Polymer. We are doing that one session for their leadership, AI for manufacturing, AI application for manufacturing. Maybe we are creating that training material. Maybe I can do some uh, maybe training for you, for our members also, right? Okay, great, friends. So I think let's call this a day. I originally planned this for 1 hour, but it happened for 2 hours. But I'm really appreciate those people who stayed. So thank you, friends. All the best, and I will try to do more session like this, and I will try to invite more guests and experts also, because there are a lot of things which is changing at SubMastery. We are trying to be, do more things for our members, and we are bringing good expert, good guest lectures. That's what we are planning, and yeah, and we are also thinking that how we can help our members and learners to do well. Okay, that's the whole intention. Why SubMastery exists for last 7 years, last 9 years, we can say. Company is formed, but last 7 years, I'm full time into training and development. It's take a lot of courage and a lot of consistency and a lot of efforts to be in this online journey for so long time, right? Yeah. Thanks, Sylvia. Thanks. It's Mother Day in US, and I'm spending part of my Mother's Day with SubMastery. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you very much, Sylvia from Mexico. Happy Mother's Day to you and every one of you. Any sessions on Parth? Yes, those you can look at our app. You can download our app, right? And there you can see we have. I'll share the link of the app. You can download the app, right? And you can download the app. And if some of you are not a part of our community, you're already part of some WhatsApp group. Like, you can also get updated. But you can download the app and we are planning to bring more few courses. So there's a few courses, I think, on ISO 9001. You can refer that. Yeah, any question you want to ask? Sure. So thank you very much, friends. All the best. We'll see you soon. And maybe next week we are planning to have one guest session, and other week also. So we are planning to have at least minimum one guest session for you. And you know that we have recently conducted ESG awareness by Dr. Jitendra. And in a similar way, we are planning to have monthly one minimum one monthly sessions or the guest sessions for our members and for all of you. Thank you very much. Thanks. Good night. Take care. Bye bye. Good night, everyone.